Welcome to Minnie's Ayurvedic Kitchen. Today, I'm going to share with you the power of the Indian curry. You know, my non-Indian friends tell me they love Indian curry, though it's a bit too hot for them or their palate. So the question is, what is an Indian curry? The word curry means gravy, a stew-like sauce consistency, even thin liquid. There is no single dish called just curry. The degree of liquid of the curry and ingredients are determined by regional preference, depending on where the curry you love so much comes from. Here I think a little geography of India is called for. There are 36 entities in India, comprising of 28 states, 8 union territories with 22 languages. Indian cuisine is highly regional specific, but I'm not going to confuse you with 36 different variations. To keep it simple, we'll divide the curry flavors into 4 regions: the northern region, the southern region, the western region, and the eastern region. And a dish can be chicken curry, fish curry, potato curry, mixed vegetable curry, lentil or gram curry, anything that your palate pleases. Another frequent remark is, it's too hot. The heat comes from the chili, and you can adjust it depending on your taste buds. Chili can be red dry chili, paprika, or fresh green chili with lots of heat or very mild heat. Again, it depends on your palate. I hope this solved the confusion of the hot Indian curry. The most defining characteristic of Indian cuisine, or I should say any country in the world, is the use of spices. Indian curry has anywhere from 5 different spices to combining 10 or more. Today, I'm going to share with you the making of the most multi-purpose, universal use North Indian curry, which, by the way, is what you get in most restaurants or commercial foods, unless they are advertising specifically as Gujarati thali or South Indian dosa or Bengali food from Eastern India. I will keep it very, very simple for you. If you have one of these masala boxes, this box should be enough for complete universal North Indian curry. So let's start with number 1. This is cumin seed, this is turmeric, this is salt, chili powder, coriander seed powder, and garam masala. Speaking of garam masala, let me share with you what's in the central box. Black cardamom, green cardamom, cloves, coriander seeds, and cinnamon stick. Combined, they make garam masala. What does garam mean? Garam means hot, not chili hot, but the intrinsic nature of these spices create heat in the system. That's all. The backbone of North Indian curry is a trio of onion, garlic, and ginger. And that also is the backbone of your immune system. Once a month, I make a whole lot of the basic trio and I freeze them in these small boxes so we don't have to waste time. You can take 6-7 large onions, half a pod of garlic, and about 6 inches of ginger and saute it together. When I saute, I leave it at this kind of consistency and color, because then this gives me another couple of minutes to saute more along with the whole spices. We'll start with a little oil. I would take about 2 tablespoons of oil. And I start by putting the whole spices, which actually is the garam masala, but I like to infuse the oil with the goodness of all these whole spices. On high heat, I like to saute the oil with the whole spices so the infusion takes place quickly. At this point, I put the trio of onion, garlic, ginger. Now the quantity depends on how much of the product you're going to cook. So I've taken half a box of this. It's still on high heat because I really wanted the trio of onion, garlic, ginger to catch the goodness of the whole spices and get slightly more brown. Then the curry color will come well. At this point, I start adding the spices from my spice box. First goes 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of turmeric. I can add more if I need to. I'm going to keep salt for the last, depending on how much the ingredient is going to be. A quarter teaspoon of red chilies, half a teaspoon of coriander powder, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. I can see my spices are bubbling away. At this point, I like to add tomatoes. Now you can add fresh chopped tomatoes, you can add roasted tomatoes, or for me what works best is organic tomato paste. And this is the lovely red color you see in your curries in the restaurant. The thing that you have to note here is that there is no water left in the masala. At this point, you will see that the oil is bubbling away separately and the ingredients are making lovely music together. Even though I have soaked kidney beans 8 hours ago and they are very nicely puffed up, they are still very hard, and we would either have to use a pressure cooker or the slow cooker, which is another 8 hours. So, to help our lazy youngsters, when I say youngsters, I mean below 48. They prefer to use an instant can. And aren't they lucky these days that you get can of every kind? You can get black beans, you can get garbanzo beans, you can get black-eyed beans. Today's recipe is also dedicated to my son. Why? He thinks learning live from mom is no fun. He'd rather hold the telephone here and cook with the YouTube open. So I have to dedicate it to all the youngsters. I do want to share something very important. These cans have a lot of preservatives which are not good for our system. So I'm going to wash them. This foam is the preservative. I want to make sure there's no foam left in them. No chemical. Good, great. Since I'm making instant kidney beans, I'm going to put these in the masala and make sure they are fully coated. And this is the time I like to put the salt. So now I know the quantity. I have put 1 level teaspoon of salt. The saute depends on what you are cooking in this curry. If it's chicken, I would saute for a good 10-15 minutes. If it is fish, I would say about 5 minutes. Kidney beans and any of the other beans that we can cook or grams that we can cook, I will saute it for 3-4 minutes because I just want the masala to wrap around the kidney beans. How much water you put depends on the consistency of the curry you're going to cook. If you're going to have it with rice, you should have more gravy curry. And if you're going to have it with Indian roti, then you can have it a thicker consistency. It depends on you. I'm going to cover it and leave for about 10 minutes for the infusion to take place. North Indian curry gravy does use a lot of dairy. It could be in the form of full cream or yogurt or cottage cheese, but that's absolutely optional. Vegans don't have to use it and they'll get the same taste from the Indian curry. I want you to remember, cooking is all about the right attitude and open-minded acceptance. You can never go wrong. So it'll be a little different from what you tasted in an Indian restaurant, big deal. But this one will be a special dish which has been cooked as per your taste buds and your palate. So it's going to be 10 times better than a restaurant food. Okay, our wonderful North Indian curry is ready. So there's a little trick I use at this time. I mash few of the beans so the gravy gets thick. Some beans remain whole and some beans have got beautifully incorporated with the gravy. The kidney beans are ready. I've never made them in such a short time because I go the whole route of soaking them, preparing them, and then putting them in the pressure cooker. But these kidney beans look wonderful, and I'm going to put them in our serving dish. I'm going to remove the whole spices because we really don't want them coming into our mouth. And here is our dish ready for eating. So we garnish it with fresh cilantro from my garden. Red kidney beans are a great favorite among youngsters in India. They can have it anytime, every single day, and they love it on rice. Or you can have it with the tortilla, dip it and have it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm also hoping you'll make it in your house. Thank you for allowing me to share my recipe with you. Please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Until we meet again.